Oh, well, hey, welcome back to Johnson's for Jesus. Let's talk about your relationship with God. Do you ever find it difficult to spend time with Him, to spend time with the Most High? You know, you're busy, you're working, you've got kids, you're married. If you travel like my husband and I do, you're constantly traveling, you've got responsibilities. But the truth is, spending time with God is the most valuable thing you can do with your time. Let's break it down. Recently, I have been spending more time with God because I realized that I need to spend time with Him. I can't just think about Him throughout the day and not actually spend quality time, because a relationship takes two people. You can't do everything on your own and the other person's just not responding, not there, not really listening. You can't have a relationship like that. Let's take an example. Let's say you're married and you're married to your spouse and you don't really talk to your spouse. You don't spend any time with your spouse, but you think about your spouse throughout the day, and it's good thoughts and it's beautiful, but yet there's no relationship. We as Christians, we're supposed to spend time with God. Because I say that because it's been a struggle for me. It has been a battle for me because I know that I need to spend time with God, but yet the flesh doesn't want to take time out of its day, because it's like, hey, why do I want to spend time with God to take out time in my day? I wish the day was longer to where I could actually spend time doing exactly the things that I want to do. I'm trying to just stay on top of everything as it is. But the problem with that is, as Christians, and I'm speaking to Christians here, if you don't have a relationship with God, this video is for those that actually do. And so if you're a Christian and you're having difficulty with your relationship with God, even if you don't realize it, I have a question for you. Do you actually spend time with God? Or do you just, say you're a Christian, you try to live right, you go to church, sure, that's great. You talk about God, you think about Him regularly, but you don't spend any time with Him. It is so vital, because how can I go about my day thinking that I'm close to God when I don't draw nigh to God? Because scripture is, He will draw nigh to you if you draw nigh to Him. He's right there. He's never walked away. It's us, the ones that get busy, the ones that get, just caught up in everything in this world. But, one day this world is going to come to an end. And if we can't spend time with God now, why do we even think that, oh, we're going to go to heaven, we're going to spend forever and eternity with Him? We need to spend time with Him now, because we need to be close to Him. As a Christian, we go through battles, we go through trials. People test us. Experiences test us. Times and seasons test us. We are not perfect, even though we follow who is perfect, who is Jesus. And we try to live like Christ, how He would want us to. And so if I go about my day and I go about my life thinking, oh, everything's fine, I think about God, so I'm where I need to be, but I'm not protected as I could be. Yes, God does protect me, but if I want to be as safe as possible and to be as strong as possible, what do I need to do? I need to read His Word. I need to know what it says about spiritual warfare. I need to put on the armor of God, which is in Ephesians chapter 6. If I'm not doing these things, the enemy is so much easier for him to get around the barriers that are supposed to be there to help keep him at bay. And like I said, it's been a struggle for me. And just recently, I've been spending time with God. And it's made a difference, because I know that I'm doing something that I should be doing. And it feels so good. I don't feel like I'm not doing something I should be doing, such as how I've felt for like 2 months now, because it's been, like I said, a battle. We wrestle against spiritual warfare. We have to deal with our own selves, our own flesh, that don't want anything to do with God most of the time, because we got saved, our spirit is reborn, but we still live in this fleshly body, of which we have to actually, in a sense, fight. Because the Bible talks about how, crucify the flesh, die to yourself. It's not saying kill yourself. It's not at all what it's saying. It's just saying that, if we're to live like Christ and we're supposed to serve him, follow him, he has a divine purpose for our lives. But if we don't know him fully, if we don't spend time with him, valuable, precious time with him, how are we going to even know what his plan for our life is? We're not. We have to obey him. You know, you can say you're a Christian all you want, but if your heart is not with God, you're not a Christian. Like it says in the Bible, you say you love me with your lips, but your heart is far from me. You know, I'm not your judge. I can't tell if you're a Christian or not. Unless you are upfront about that, I don't know. I can assume or not. It's best that I don't. But God is the one that sees the intentions of your heart. He sees your mindset. He sees where you're at mentally, emotionally, psychologically. He sees it and he knows it. He knows where you stand with him, whether that be on solid ground or see where you're sinking in the sand. So maybe I just want to say to you, if you're a Christian, take out time to spend with God. Set everything aside and try to do it daily. I recommend an hour, but if you can't do an hour at first, try 20 minutes. Then next, try 30 minutes. Spend time in his word. If you have the gift of speaking in other tongues, do that. Pray. You can help so many people by praying. Just spend time with God. He will reveal things to you. He will reveal to your mind people that need prayer, people that need help, of which he wants you to intercede for. There is so much more and so much beyond this earth. We get so caught up, but it's going to end whether we like it or whether we don't. So make sure you're spending time with God. I'm not saying it in a demeaning way because, like I said, it's been a battle for myself. I think it's a battle for all Christians. But once you get in that cycle, once you get that habit of actually spending time with God, it makes it easier. And you're spiritually stronger. I believe you're also spiritually safer. I think you're also, you don't have to deal with as much anxiety if you deal with anxiety. You don't have to deal with as much doubt, fear, because you're spending time with God. And he can do what he wants in your life if you let him. But it all depends on you. If you don't let God move in your life, then don't expect to live God's specific designed purpose for your life, where you can change and direct things. You know, God can do anything. But if you don't serve him, how are you going to progress in your spiritual journey? Nobody is better than anybody else. No Christians are better than other Christians, but the more time you spend with God, you go to these different levels. You become spiritually stronger. You become spiritually more sound. You just grow in understanding. You're able to take on more. Attacks may not be as difficult for you. You just keep on progressing, and that's because you're spending time with God. You're getting to know God intimately. You're getting to grow that relationship. If you get married, you're supposed to spend time with your spouse. You want to grow in intimacy. You want to grow in love. You want to grow in strength. You want to be able to know that person in every single way. You know, it's a relationship. So maybe focus on your relationship, okay?